Hi, everybody. Good morning, Camarillo seniors. We're back with another episode, and today we're going to do a little talking about our neighbors. First of all, we want you to meet Bob Allen. He's my neighbor on the third floor, and we'll get to some other people later. Bob, what's up with you here at Vintage?
Well, it's not so much here at Vintage. This is where my wife and I decided to move to get into a senior community where we could be with other seniors. And what I want to do is give the community a little bit of the background of Bob Allen. I was born and bred in Brooklyn, New York. Not only that, right in the heart of Brownsville, the home of Murder Incorporated and the Mafia. It was really simple. I learned the rules of the street by living in a Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn, in Brownsville. And if I did something wrong that my friend's mother saw me do, she'd come out and she'd whoop my butt. Then she'd take me into my mom and say, "This is what your son did." And you know what my mom would do? She'd thank her, and then she would take me in and give me a little boot. So that's the kind of neighborhood I grew up in. Education was unbelievable. Okay. Teachers were, it was right after, and my grandparents' generation had some great foresight. In fact, more so today with what you're going to hear from me. They formed three high schools throughout New York City, one in each borough: Bronx High School of Science, one in Manhattan, and Brooklyn Technical High School in Brooklyn. You had to be in the top 10% of your district's class to even apply to take the test to one of those schools. I was lucky enough to go to one of those schools, and it was during the start of the space race with Russia. And all I could say is I've been saying to a lot of people recently that all we could live for was how do we get up into Mars and get that started? Well, today I heard that they have found that Mars has water underground and can be habitated. So maybe the vision is still going to happen, but let me get back to mine. Became an engineer, met my wife as I was a senior in high school, a junior in high school. We got married when I was a junior in college at Pratt Institute, getting a degree in chemical engineering. We have been married, we just finished 62 years, and it has been a wonderful time in our life. We started out I got my first job with Mobil Oil, working in the Paulsboro refinery. 2 years later, got a promotion to New York headquarters and became the first computer applications manager for Mobil Oil, working with all the engineers at the refineries. And then somehow I found out that the shareholder was more important than the employee. And I decided to pick my family up, two daughters that we had at the time. They were 6 and 3, and we moved to California. We started out in the San Fernando Valley in Tarzana. It was an unbelievable time frame. We saw the first cable television come in, and that is really what I wanted to share with everyone in the audience today. My parents, when television first came out, never went to sleep before 11:30 because they had to watch the 11 o'clock news.
That's
So
right.
they didn't have to wait till the next morning to read about it in the newspaper. Then we had to get from New York City out to everything else, but it was hyper local news, weather, and sports. 3 baseball teams, all live on television for all of their home games. Then they had to figure out how to show that in Los Angeles, and they built a network throughout the United States. However, the people in the valleys between the high hillsides never had an opportunity to gain that reception. So that is where cable television first came in. And basically, the first television station channel network that came in on cable TV was CNN. We went from hyper-local news, weather, to global news and weather. Then what was the second network that came in? Wow, it was ESPN. We went from hyper-local sports to global sports. I, as a visionary, saw the power of the internet for the future and somehow became owner of the .com for the local television station, KADY TV. And for those seniors that have been here for some time, I think they will remember that. Anyhow, we are now starting a Good Morning Camarillo Seniors show with some professionals here at Vintage Anacapa and hope to spread it through the rest of our community. Thank you so much for watching this, and we will now end this recording.